All right, boys, let's get to work.
What's going on?
Socko 9000 scribbling a bunch of guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty outright.
All right.
Your Honor, you haven't even given me a chance to present my case. What evidence do you have against my client?
Let's see here.
Defend your client. You go first.
He's presenting his evidence.
Okay, fine.
My client has done nothing.
We'll let him pick his evidence first.
All right, let's see here. How do I play it? Oh, does it just do it?
Played.
Okay. Now listen, we inspected Socko 9000's house after this incident. There was a warrant. We were able to come and we were able to search the premises. On the premises, we found many notebooks full of scribblings of a lot of things I won't even repeat in this courtroom. A lot of very anti-Semitic things, a lot of racist things, a lot of symbols that I don't even know what they meant. A bunch of absolute nonsense. A lot of, just very incriminating evidence, and that is what we are presenting here in this courtroom.
Your Honor.
How do you plead against that? That sounds very...
He may have found these notebooks, but in that search, what he did present was that they found an unknown SIM card that didn't belong to my client. So how do you know those notebooks also belong to my client? That number had nothing to do with my client. Who's to say those notebooks had nothing to do with him either? He was simply out and about on his day.
How do you explain them finding matching notebooks at his house to the handwriting that was on the bumper?
Bumper?
What do you mean it was on the bumper?
You talking about the grill at Benihana?
Yeah, my bad. I was thinking of a car. My bad.
My client has never even been to Benihana's. And we found that unknown SIM card after they left. And they refused to bring it up in this court. My client's SIM card is still in his phone. And he was asked out on a date. And they asked him to go to Benihana's. And he specifically mentioned never being there before.
How do you plead against this?
Thank you, Your Honor. When we were in Mr. Socko 9000's house, not only did we search his bedroom, where we found said notebooks full of all the very, very things. I'm getting chills. I'm getting trapped over my words. Just thinking about the notebook. But wait, what else did I find? Not used. Not used even a little bit. And look at him. He's dirty as can be. Someone like that, someone who would have those notebooks, someone who would write all those slurs on the grill of a Benihana. That's a dirty bitch. That's a dirty bitch right there. Sorry, forgive me.
No, I didn't mean to do that. Keep going.
That's a dirty bitch. That's someone writing all those things clean. So again,
no slurs in my courtroom.
Again, well,
profanity.
He's dirty, Your Honor. Look at him. He don't clean. He doesn't clean often at all. Someone who is doing these things very clearly wouldn't clean often.
That is fair.
That's all I have to say, Your Honor.
Your Honor. Your Honor. I have 2 pieces of evidence to bring forth after that soap claim.
2?
I mean... Go ahead. Present what you think, because I want to hear how you can still defend him when they have found horrendous things in this man's house.
See, first of all, we don't even have proof that that's his handwriting. Second of all,
it was found in his house.
And so is the unknown SIM card that wasn't his. He's obviously being set up. But related to the soap incident, there was an explosion in the distance a week before they raided his house. He was scared for his life and didn't have the time to wash up. And on top of that, while they were searching his house, buried deep inside the police evidence folder. Deep inside it. This gives me chills. was a... Where did it go? Hold on, Your Honor. just have so much evidence here.
What evidence? I have not seen anything besides
A midnight shriek followed after the explosion. So he hadn't even been in his house for the past week because he was scared that it was haunted. And he mentioned that to them. And they refused to bring it up in this court case because they're trying to pin these notebooks they found.
Are you saying it's a goddamn ghoul?
Behind the SIM card that didn't belong to my client. They hid the SIM card and only brought up the notebooks to try and claim that it was his handwriting.
okay. You know what?
So,
Give your
You're
rebuttal because I feel I have some feelings about this, but I need to hear your side now, prosecutor.
Okay.
How do you?
It's
Well,
it's funny. While again, I'm presenting all the evidence that everything that we have what was found in Mr. Sacco's house. You know, correct or not correct?
that is correct. It
Correct.
was found in his home address.
Absolutely correct. So first of all,
And
fuck that guy. Second of all, also
You
in
know
his
what?
house. Also in his house. Yeah, that's what I
wait
thought.
your turn.
Also in his house. Again, I got a sheet. I got a sheet of many things we found in his house.
No paper throwing.
Look at this. A map. A map of the Benihana that he went to. Why would he have a map of the layout of Benihana? Why? Why other than if he knew he was scheming? He was scheming. He had shit that he had stuff that he went there with intent. With malicious intent.
How can you defend against this,
Your Honor,
young
you
attorney?
want to know how I can defend against this?
Right now, your
followed
arguments
that
just seem very, very emotional and not very factual.
Had to blame it on a ghoul.
Because I'm defending my client that is having everything rigged against him. He said that map was the Benihana's, but I followed that map. And you want to know what that treasure map led me to? Do you want to know what it brought me? A single earbud! Cause he likes to keep his stats away in case he loses the other one. That map had nothing to do with the Benihana's. It led to a single earbud. I took time
Your
out
Honor,
of my day,
hearsay.
unpaid labor,
Hearsay.
follow that map.
Nuh-uh.
Your Honor, question. The juror would like to know, did that map lead to a earbud of your client in that Benihana?
It led nothing near the Benihana's. It was 2 blocks down the road to the right, buried behind an automobile shop.
Hearsay.
Did you follow the map backwards?
No.
Are you sure?
I honestly, I don't even know how to respond to the fact that my judgment is being taken into account. And I
But-
had to rebuttal
But now you're
that
calling me a
everything
liar.
He's listed.
You're
and
calling my
you
evidence
questioned
false.
My ability to follow a map.
Your Honor,
Okay.
my evidence is
Present your
evidence.
evidence because this feels just like a personal attack at the moment. I feel like this attorney is too emotional to defend his case properly.
Agreed. Let me place this as the Mr. Sacco's attorney over here previously stated. He was invited out on a date. It's funny enough that we found an invitation card for this date with the address of Benihana listed on it.
Oh.
A big group dinner at Benihana, invited by Mr. Sacco's former girlfriend at the time. A potential accomplice, by the way.
Ooh. He has you there.
Where is the evidence?
I just showed it. I literally just showed it 2 seconds ago. Maybe if you had your fucking eyes open, you would have seen the fucking evidence. Fuck you.
Hey, I said no more cursing.
Your Honor, I have rebuttal. I have the perfect explanation for everything, and I guarantee.
Are you going to bring up something that is not the SD card?
Or a goddamn ghost?
I have been saving something up my sleeve for them to try and bring up that card. Because yes, I was invited to Benihana's. It wasn't by his girlfriend, it was by my girlfriend. But you know what happened? I looked into the prices, and hyperinflation! They raised their prices by 90%. They have been losing business, and they want to blame it on my client because look at him. Honestly, Your Honor, he's kind of fucking pathetic. If excuse my language.
Why would they waste their time
Because
targeting
they
this
don't
man?
want to admit, it's the CEOs of a business, Your Honor. They don't want to admit the fact that they raised their prices and that's why they don't have business. They want to place it on the shoulders of my client and charge him the loss of profit, claiming that his slurs are what did it. But it wasn't even his slurs. They did it themselves because they raised their prices and lost business. And then they blamed it on him, planting evidence while he was out of the house due to an explosion and a ghost.
How did he didn't lose his house, so why are you saying that?
He left his house because of the explosion down the street.
You
and
said
the
it
ghost
destroyed
in
his
street.
house. So
No, I said,
why
I
are you getting
planted
mixed
the
up on your
evidence
words
in his
now?
house? No, Your Honor, with all due respect, I said he left his house
No, I
because of the
heard
ghost in the
destroyed.
explosion.
Okay, prosecutor, what do you have to say?
Well, sir, if I may, my final piece of evidence that I obtained that I will present here in the courtroom today. And this one? The final piece of evidence. The final piece of evidence that I will present here today. And this one, I'm going to be honest, absolutely disgusting. I'm absolutely disgusted by what I found in Mr. Sacco's home. A Ku Klux Klan mask hiding under his bed. Now, if that's not the sign of someone who's going to be writing slurs on the grill of a Benihana, then by God, Judge, I don't know what is. This guy's a monster. He's a freak. He's sick. He's sick in the head. He's sick in the head, and his attorney, frankly, is too. I'm not going to lie to you. Hey, fuck you, by the way. Also, his attorney, sick.
Your Honor, I have a response to the.
First of all, it's not your turn. That's all, Judge.
What are your final statement, attorney?
My final statement to the last piece of evidence they brought up, the Ku Klux Klan mask, disgusting. Because you want to know what? I've been to those meetings, and you know who I met there?
What the?
That attorney sitting across from me. That was probably his mask. I've never seen him there. Because yeah, I go. I'll admit it. I try to keep it secret. That's why I don't say slurs in public. I'll admit it, but you know who I saw there? And he was trying to play the evidence against my client again while he wasn't in his house. Because of the explosion, because of the scary noises, is when they found all this evidence, Your Honor. I believe they planted everything against my client. And he's using the fact that he knows some insane slurs. He's actually told me a few good ones. And if you're ever curious, Your Honor, you should ask him outside of court. They're actually pretty unique. But I believe it was his mask. If you could ask him to put it on, I bet it'll be a perfect fit.
Hearsay.
How about we put it on your client? See if it fits him.
You know what they say,
Because
if the Klan mask
what that
fits.
rag looks like, it doesn't look like it would fit this man's head. It's looking a little too round.
Your Honor, that's because you have a non-spitting mask on him. Because you came into this jury thinking my client was guilty. And
I
you put
didn't.
all of it
Hey, silence! I am impartial to this decision. You just have not presented any evidence clarifying that he is not guilty.
Your Honor, I released evidence rebutting everything they placed, and you've only agreed with them. You have not had your side on my court any time in this court. I believe you came in. You're investors in Bonnie Hanna, aren't you? You have stock in Bonnie Hanna, don't you, Your Honor?
How dare you question my integrity? I am not bought by any corporation. This is not going your way because you have not proved anything. A ghost, an explosion that made him stay away from his house for a week. If the explosion didn't destroy his house like you said, he would have been there. So therefore, a ghost showing up as well that scared him away? Bullshit.
Are you telling me you wouldn't be afraid of a ghost, Your Honor? What are you, just some god?
You know what? I have made my decision. This man is fucking guilty.
That's crazy, Your Honor! I demand you court!
It took me a minute to
Steve.
figure out how to show the sign.
That was awesome.